On the last night of my husband's business trip, a woman suddenly appeared in our video call. A colleague teased him. "Does your old ball and chain know about this? Don't you two have a pact to video call every night to say you're safe?" My husband seemed to have just remembered. He paused, then replied casually, "Oh, Amelia. It's fine. She knows I'm busy. She'll understand when I don't answer tonight. She can't live without me anyway." I was silent for a long time. I quietly hung up, pretending I hadn't heard anything. That night, I didn't call him again. I didn't send any messages. The next morning, my husband sent me a photo of himself and his female colleague, disheveled, in the same bed. The caption read, "The hotel was fully booked last night, so we had to make do." He probably thought I would believe him, as I always had, but he didn't know. From that moment on, all the promises and pacts were broken. He no longer had a place in my heart. His words left me frozen, the phone almost slipping from my hand. A video call at 10 every night to say goodnight was our unbreakable rule for the 5 years of our marriage. This past week, he had called on time every night, sometimes even showing me the local scenery. But tonight, I had waited until 10:30 with no word from him, worried something had happened. I had called him. When he answered, he didn't seem to realize the call had connected. The camera was pointed at the ceiling, and the sound of a noisy dinner party filled the air. "Hey, old Liam. You're quite the white knight, aren't you? You haven't turned down a single drink from our beautiful Miss Woods," someone teased. "Not at all. Miss Woods is a key member of our team. We owe the success of this project to her." Liam's voice was slurred with drink. The camera swayed, and I caught a glimpse of a woman's profile. It was Evelyn Woods, a new designer in his department. She was wearing a low-cut black dress and was leaning against him, as intimately as if they were a couple. And then came the conversation from the beginning. "Old ball and chain. Can't live without me." Every word was a knife in my heart. I looked at myself in the mirror. No makeup. Loose, fitting loungewear. My hair tied back haphazardly. I did look like an old ball and chain. To take care of our family. I had quit my job as a design director and had been a full-time housewife for 5 years. My life revolved around grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of him. So this was how he saw me now. After hanging up, I sat in the living room all night. Those words replayed in my mind over and over. Just as the sun was about to rise, my phone vibrated. It was a message from Liam. First, a photo. In it, he and Evelyn were lying in the same bed, their clothes in disarray. Their hair was messy, and a faint lipstick stain was visible on the collar of his white shirt. The caption was nonchalant. "The hotel was fully booked last night, so we had to make do." He had even added a helpless-looking emoji. I stared at the photo for a long time. Even a fool could see what had happened between them. But he still sent it to me, without a hint of guilt. Yes, of course. I couldn't live without him. He probably thought that even if I figured it out, I would just swallow my anger and say nothing. Just like every other time Evelyn had appeared in our lives. My complaints and arguments had always ended with my compromise. "Honey, I drank too much last night. My phone died. I didn't get a chance to call you." "Evelyn, the client got her really drunk. I couldn't just leave her." "Don't overthink it. Nothing happened." The messages came one after another. Airtight explanations. Just like always. I didn't reply. I just silently opened my photo album and looked at our wedding pictures. In the photos, I was smiling brightly, my eyes full of hope for the future. Back then, Liam would say to me, "Amelia, marry me, and I'll make you the happiest woman in the world." 5 years. The promise had become a joke. "Honey, are you there? Why aren't you replying?" He sent another voice message, his tone tinged with impatience. I took a deep breath and replied, "Yeah, I just woke up. I fell asleep waiting for your call last night." He replied almost instantly, "I knew you'd be worried, so I messaged you first thing this morning. My flight is this afternoon. I'll be home tonight. What do you want to eat? I'll pick something up for you at the duty-free shop." I stared at the screen, the words stinging with irony. What did I want to eat? Could he even give me what I wanted? "Don't worry about it. We have everything at home," I replied briefly. This time, he seemed to sense my coldness. He immediately called me. I composed myself and answered, "Honey, are you mad at me?" His voice was cautious. "No, just a little tired." Did you not sleep well last night? It's all my fault. I should have called you earlier. In the background, I heard Evelyn's voice. Mr. Stone, it's time to go to the airport. Her voice was sweet and delicate, a stark contrast to her drunken state the night before. Coming, Liam replied, then said to me, honey, I'm heading to the airport. See you tonight. Okay. The first thing I did after hanging up was take a shower. I stood under the scalding water for a long time, as if that could wash away the disgusting feeling. By the time I got out, it was noon. Looking at the empty house, I suddenly felt like the past 5 years of my life had been a joke. I had given up a 6-figure job, my career, to be trapped in this so-called home. And him. He was enjoying my sacrifices while fooling around on the side. Enough. It was really enough. At 3 in the afternoon, I got a call from Liam's mother. Amelia. Dear. Liam said he's coming home tonight. What are you going to make for him? Her voice was as cheerful as ever. Mom. I'm not feeling well today. I might not be able to make a big dinner. Oh, dear. What's wrong? Do you want me to come over and help? No. It's fine. Just a headache. I'll be fine after I rest. Well, you get some rest then. Don't overwork yourself. And Liam's had a long trip. You should make a few of his favorite dishes to treat him. My hand, holding the phone, trembled slightly. Treat him. Treat him for sleeping with another woman. Okay, Mom. I still replied obediently. After hanging up, I opened my long, neglected laptop. I logged into the email account I hadn't used in 5 years. It was full of unread messages, mostly from old clients and headhunters. One of them was from last month. MS. Hayes. I hear you've been out of the design world for a while. Are you interested in coming back? Our company is working on a big project, and we desperately need someone with your talent. The sender was an old client of mine, now the vice president of a well-known real estate company. I stared at the email for a long time. Then I opened the reply box. Mr. Right. Long time no see. Thank you for remembering me. I'm very interested in the project you mentioned. Would it be convenient to discuss it in person? Send. After that, I checked the time. 3 hours until Liam got home. I went to the kitchen and started preparing dinner. Sweet and sour pork ribs, steamed sea bass, garlic broccoli, and winter melon soup. All his favorites. Just like every other day for the past 5 years. At 7 in the evening, Liam walked in. Honey, I'm home. He sounded cheerful. I came out of the kitchen with the last dish. A familiar smile on my face. You're back. Go and wash up. Dinner's ready. Liam was taken aback, probably surprised by my calmness. He put down his luggage and came to hug me. I subtly avoided him and went back into the kitchen. The food's getting cold. Go and wash your hands. When he came out, I was already seated at the table. Honey, I brought you a present for my trip. He proudly presented a beautifully wrapped box. It was a designer handbag. Do you like it? He asked, his eyes full of anticipation. I took the box and opened it. It was the latest model, and very expensive. But he had probably forgotten that I no longer had any occasion to use such a bag. A housewife, carrying a bag worth thousands to the grocery store. Thank you. It's beautiful, I said, putting the bag aside. Liam seemed a little disappointed, but he sat down and started eating. Honey, your cooking is getting better and better. These ribs are amazing. He praised my cooking as he ate. I ate quietly, occasionally murmuring a reply. By the way, the project went really well. The year-end bonus should be pretty good. How about we go to Europe for a vacation? Didn't you always want to go to Paris? Paris. I did want to go, but that was 3 years ago. For the past 3 years, he had promised to take me every year, but it had always been cancelled because he was too busy. We'll see. You're so busy with work, I replied nonchalantly. Liam put down his chopsticks and looked at me seriously. Honey, are you still mad about last night? I already explained. It was just because the hotel was full. I'm not mad, I interrupted. Let's eat. The food's getting cold. After dinner, Liam offered to do the dishes. Honey, you go and rest. I'll take care of this. I didn't refuse. I sat on the sofa with a cup of tea. A boring variety show was on TV, but my mind was elsewhere. My phone vibrated. It was a reply from Mr. Right. MS. Hayes. That's great. I didn't expect you to be willing to consider it. Are you free tomorrow afternoon? We could meet in person. I thought for a moment and replied, yes. 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the old coffee shop. Just as I sent the message, Liam came out of the kitchen. He sat down beside me and reached out to put his arm around my shoulder. Honey, we haven't had a proper talk in a long time. My body tensed slightly. It had been a long time. So long that I couldn't even remember the last time we had a calm conversation. What do you want to talk about? Well, are you bored at home? Do you want to find something to do? I turned to look at him. He looked a little uncomfortable. Why are you suddenly asking this? Nothing. I just think you must be bored at home. Evelyn. He stopped abruptly. But it was too late. Evelyn. It was always Evelyn. What about Evelyn? I asked calmly. Nothing. She just said that a lot of housewives have side hustles these days to pass the time and earn some extra income. I almost laughed out loud. So Evelyn not only wanted to be in my marriage, but she also wanted to dictate my life. Is that so? Does she have any good suggestions? Liam didn't seem to notice the sarcasm in my voice. She said you could try selling things online, or open an online store. She also said you used to be a designer. You could take on some freelance work. I took a deep breath, trying to control my emotions. Thank you for her suggestions. I'll consider them. Honey, don't misunderstand. She just meant well. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I got up and left, leaving him alone in the living room. Lying in bed, I couldn't sleep. The events of the past 2 days replayed in my mind. Last night's video, this morning's photo, and the conversation we just had. Every detail was a reminder that this marriage had soured. My phone vibrated again. I thought it was a work email, but it was a message from Liam. A photo. It was a picture of him and Evelyn at the project's celebration party. They were holding champagne glasses, smiling brightly. Evelyn was in a stunning red dress, her makeup flawless, and the way Liam looked at her was full of admiration. I hadn't seen that look in his eyes when he looked at me in a long time. The caption read, "Celebration party tonight." The project was a complete success. I stared at the photo, the last bit of warmth in my heart gone. He was doing it on purpose, deliberately sending me photos like this. Just like the photo from the bed this morning. He was testing my limits, seeing how much I would tolerate. If that was the case, I opened my messages and replied with a smiling emoji. Congratulations, honey. You must be tired. He replied almost instantly. You're the best. Honey, love you. I turned off my phone and closed my eyes. Love. The word sounded so ironic coming from him. Whatever. Let him keep up his act. I would play along. Until I was ready. The next morning, Liam was still asleep. I woke up early, as usual, and made breakfast. Fried eggs, bacon, toast, and freshly squeezed orange juice. A standard Western breakfast. His favorite. By the time he got up, the table was set. Honey, you're up so early. He was surprised. He had been in the study until late last night, organizing his travel documents, he had said. But I knew he was probably talking to Evelyn. I had heard his muffled laughter as I passed by. The kind of happy laughter I hadn't heard from him in a long time. I'm used to it, I said, pouring him a cup of coffee. By the way, I'm going out this afternoon. Where to? He asked casually, his attention on his phone. To see a friend. It's been a while. Oh, be back early. My mom is coming for dinner. I paused. Okay. After breakfast, he went to work. Before he left, he gave me his usual kiss on the forehead. The moment his lips touched my skin, I had to fight the urge to pull away, but I didn't. The show had to go on. After he left, I started to get ready. In the back of my closet, my old work clothes were still hanging. It had been 5 years. Some of them no longer fit. I chose the most suitable one, put on some makeup, and looked at myself in the mirror. The person staring back at me was no longer that old ball and chain. I smiled at my reflection. Amelia, welcome back. At 2 o'clock, I arrived at the coffee shop. Mr. Wright was already waiting. MS. Hayes, it really is you. He stood up, his eyes full of pleasant surprise. You're still as beautiful as ever. You haven't changed a bit. I shook his hand with a smile. You're too kind, Mr. Wright. After we sat down, he got straight to the point. MS. Hayes, to be honest, our company is developing a high-end residential project. The overall design concept needs to be innovative and tasteful. And you were the first person I thought of. He opened his tablet and showed me the project details. It was indeed a big project, with a generous budget and a lot of creative freedom. Exactly my kind of project. Name your price. As long as you're willing to come back, he said sincerely. I took a sip of my coffee. Mr. Right. I haven't touched design in 5 years. I know that. But Ms. Hayes, some things are in your blood. I still study your old work. That unique design philosophy. Not everyone has it. He was very sincere. And it was true. Design was my passion. Even though I hadn't worked in 5 years, I had always kept up with the latest trends. Can I have a few days to think about it? Of course. Take your time. I'll be waiting for your good news. It was already past 4 when I left the coffee shop. I didn't go home right away. I went to the mall. I bought a few new outfits and got my hair done. By the time I got home, laden with shopping bags, it was 6 o'clock. My mother-in-law was already there, busy in the kitchen. She was taken aback when she saw me. Amelia, I was out shopping with a friend, I explained with a smile. She frowned. A woman's place is in the home. You shouldn't be running around outside all the time. Liam works so hard. You should be more considerate of him. I didn't argue. I just nodded. I'll go and change. Liam came home during dinner. He was clearly stunned by my new look. Honey, you look beautiful today, he said, his compliment a little stiff. My mother-in-law sniffed. What's the use of being beautiful if you neglect your home? If I hadn't come today, you two would have had to go hungry. I smiled and served her some food. You're right, Mom. I was inconsiderate. Liam frowned. Mom. Amelia just went out for a little while. A little while, she interrupted. A woman should act like a woman. Look at Evelyn. She's a strong, capable woman, and she still knows how to take care of her colleagues. So considerate. Evelyn. It was always Evelyn. My hand, holding my chopsticks, tightened slightly. Liam's face changed. Mom, can we just eat? Did I say something wrong? She persisted. Evelyn even messaged you yesterday to ask how you were feeling. Such a thoughtful girl. Not like some people who only think of themselves. So Evelyn was not only after my husband, but also my mother-in-law. What a schemer. You're right, Mom. I should learn from Evelyn, I said sweetly. I wonder if she has a boyfriend. A girl like that must have a lot of admirers. My mother-in-law's eyes lit up. She doesn't. Amelia, do you know anyone suitable? I glanced at Liam. He was staring at his rice, but his ears were red. Let me think. Oh, a friend's younger brother is single. He's a lawyer. A very nice guy. How about we set them up? Liam suddenly put down his chopsticks. Don't meddle in other people's business, he said, his tone clearly annoyed. My mother-in-law looked at him, then at me, suspiciously. I just smiled. You're right. Evelyn is so outstanding. An ordinary man wouldn't be good enough for her. The rest of the meal was eaten in a strange silence. After my mother-in-law left, Liam sat in the living room, smoking. He rarely smoked at home, only when he was very stressed. Honey, what was that all about today? I was clearing the table. What was what all about? You know my mom is like that. Why do you have to take it to heart? And about Evelyn. What about Evelyn? I stopped what I was doing. Your mom praised her for being considerate, and I offered to set her up with someone. Is there a problem? Liam stubbed out his cigarette and came over. You know that's not what I mean. Then what do you mean? I looked him straight in the eye. He avoided my gaze. Never mind. Let's just go to bed. That night, for the first time in a long time, Liam went to bed early. He held me and whispered sweet nothings in my ear. Honey, let's have a baby. He said it suddenly. In the darkness, my body went rigid. A baby? Now, didn't you say you wanted to wait until you got a promotion? Plans change, he said, stroking my hair. And you're bored at home. A baby would change that. I closed my eyes, a cold smile on my face. So he wanted to trap me with a baby, so I would never have a chance to start over. I haven't been feeling well lately. The doctor said I need to rest for a while. Then you should rest. There's no rush. He didn't press the issue, and he even sounded a little relieved. For the next few days, I played along with him while secretly making my own plans. First, I checked all our bank accounts. Liam had been in charge of our finances since we got married. I found that we had $2 million in our joint account. But in the past 3 months, he had transferred out $800,000. The transfer notes all said, investment. I took screenshots of everything. Then I contacted a lawyer to learn about the divorce process. The lawyer told me I needed to gather more evidence. MS. Hayes. Photos alone are not enough to prove infidelity. It's better to have more substantial evidence. I thought of the photo from the bed. Does this count? The lawyer nodded. This has some weight, but it's better to have other supporting evidence. I understood. At the same time, I officially took on Mr. Wright's project. During the day, while Liam was at work, I would work in the study. The design drafts piled up, and a long, forgotten sense of accomplishment filled me. MS. Hayes. The client is very pleased with your proposal. It just goes to show that you need a professional to do a professional job. Reading the praise in the email, I smiled. Yes, I should never have been trapped in that cage. A month later, Liam had another business trip. This time, it was to Sonia. For a week. Honey, why don't you come with me? He asked as he was packing. I paused. No, you're going for work. Liam seemed relieved. You're right. It is a busy trip. I'll bring you back a present. I smiled and nodded. But in my mind, I was thinking, I'm sure Evelyn will be there too. Sure enough, the day after he left, Evelyn's social media was updated. The beaches of Sonia, the sunset, and a man's hands taking her picture. The watch on his hand was the one I had given him for his birthday. I took a screenshot and went back to work. On the third day, Liam called me on video. Honey, Sonia is beautiful. I'll definitely bring you here next time. He was in his hotel room. Everything seemed normal. Okay, I said, playing along. The project is going well. The client is treating us to dinner tonight. Then don't drink too much. I know. You're the best. Honey. After hanging up, I checked Evelyn's social media. She had just posted a photo of a candlelight dinner. The man across from her was out of frame, but I recognized his hand. The caption read, "A perfect night." I sneered. So this was the client dinner. On the 5th day of his trip, I got a call. It was the hotel's front desk. Is this a relative of Mr. Liam Stone? Yes. We need you to confirm Mr. Stone's expenses. His credit card has been frozen. We need another form of payment. His credit card was frozen. How much is the bill? The upgrade to the presidential suite, the champagne, and some special services. The total is $58,000. I took a deep breath. Please email me the detailed bill. After hanging up, I immediately checked my email. The contents of the bill made me gasp. A couple's package, adult toys, condoms. Every item told a story. I called Liam. Honey, what's wrong? His voice was a little flustered. Why is your credit card frozen? Oh, maybe I spent too much. The hotel called me. They said you owe them over $50,000. There was silence on the other end. Well, the client insisted on the presidential suite. I couldn't say no. Oh, then let the client pay. He's drunk. He's already asleep. Is that so? What about Evelyn? Isn't she your assistant? I deliberately brought her up. Liam's breathing became noticeably faster. She's back in her room too. All right then. I'll transfer you the money. Thanks. Honey, you're the best. I hung up, but I didn't transfer the money. Instead, I called my lawyer. Do we have enough evidence? We do. MS. Hayes. You can file for divorce. The day he came back, I went to the airport to pick him up. I had put on makeup and was wearing his favorite dress. He was stunned and a little guilty when he saw me. Honey, you look so beautiful today. Thank you, I said, taking his luggage. On the way home, he talked nonstop about how beautiful Sonia was, about how successful the project was, but he never mentioned Evelyn. And I didn't ask. When we got home, I made a nice dinner. I even opened a bottle of red wine. Honey, what's the occasion? Nothing. Just wanted to celebrate. Celebrate what? I raised my glass. To our marriage. Liam's hand trembled, and some of the wine spilled. Honey, you. Cheers. I interrupted, and drank my glass in one go. Halfway through dinner, I took out a file. What's this? He asked. Open it and see. He opened it, and his face instantly turned pale. It was the divorce papers. Amelia. What is the meaning of this? His voice was trembling. It means what it says. I said calmly. Let's get a divorce. Impossible. He shot to his feet, knocking over his chair. Amelia, are you insane? Why do you suddenly want a divorce? I took a stack of photos from my bag and laid them on the table, one by one. Intimate photos of him and Evelyn. The hotel bill. The transfer records. Every one was irrefutable evidence. Liam's face went from white to green. You were following me. No need. You two were posting it all over social media. This is all a misunderstanding. There's nothing going on between me and Evelyn. Liam, I said, looking at him. A person should have some decency. At a time like this, don't insult my intelligence. He collapsed back into his chair, his head in his hands. After a long time, he looked up, his eyes red. Honey, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Please forgive me. Just this once. I swear. I'll cut all ties with Evelyn. I'll never see her again. I shook my head. It's too late. It's not too late. He rushed over and grabbed my hand. Honey, we've been together for 5 years. You can't just give up on us. You were the one who gave up first. I said, pulling my hand away. The moment you chose to sleep with her. Liam looked as if all the air had been knocked out of him. That was just a moment of weakness. A moment. I sneered. Transferring $800,000 in 3 months. Was that a moment of weakness? Taking her on every business trip. Was that a moment of weakness? Praising her to your mother. Was that a moment of weakness? Every word was a knife in his heart. He had nothing to say. That night, he knelt for a long time. He cried and said many things. That he had been seduced by Evelyn. That it was just a fling. That I was the only one in his heart. I sat on the sofa, listening quietly. I felt nothing. Amelia, let's start over. Okay. I'll do whatever you want. If you want to work, I'll support you. If you want to travel, I'll go with you. Please, don't leave me. I checked the time. It was already 2 in the morning. Liam, you should go to the guest room and sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. He looked at me as if I had just granted him a pardon. Okay. You get some rest. We'll talk tomorrow. After he left, I locked the bedroom door. The next morning, I was flooded with messages from him. Apologies. Promises. Please. I didn't reply. Instead, I packed his clothes and left them in the living room. You should move out. I told him when he woke up. What? He couldn't believe it. The divorce will take some time. We should live separately in the meantime. No. I'm not moving out. This is my house. I took out the property deed. This house is my prenuptial property. If you don't move out, I will have you forcibly removed. Liam was stunned. He had probably forgotten that the house was indeed mine. After he moved out, he began a frenzied campaign to win me back. Dozens of calls, hundreds of messages a day, flowers, gifts, waiting for me downstairs. I ignored it all. He even went to my mother. Mom, Amelia won't talk to me. Please, help me talk to her. I really know I was wrong. My mother called me. Amelia. Liam came to see me. He was crying. What's going on with you two? I told my mother about the affair. There was a long silence on the other end. That bastard. My mother exploded. I'm going to go and curse him out. Mom, don't be angry. I'll handle it. After hanging up, I got a message from Evelyn. Amelia, can we meet and talk? I thought for a moment and replied. Okay. We met at a coffee shop. Evelyn was impeccably dressed and made up, but the fatigue in her eyes was palpable. What do you want to talk about? I got straight to the point. She bit her lip. I want to apologize. Liam and I. No need to apologize. I interrupted. The person who should be apologizing is Liam, not you. You have no obligation to me. Evelyn was stunned. But, Miss Woods, I said, looking at her, as a woman, let me give you some advice. A man who will betray his wife will also betray his mistress. You think you've won, but in reality, you've lost the most. Evelyn's face changed. 3 days after my conversation with her, Liam had a breakdown. He got drunk and started banging on my door in the middle of the night. Amelia, open the door. You have to forgive me. 5 years. We've been together for 5 years. You can't be so heartless. I called the police. As they were taking him away, he was still shouting. Amelia, you'll regret this. You're nothing without me. You're just an old ball and chain. No one will want you if you leave me. I stood at the window, watching the police car drive away. I felt nothing. His true colors were finally showing. The next day, I received a summons from the court. Liam was contesting the divorce. It was going to be a legal battle. My lawyer said, "Ms. Hayes, you should prepare for a long fight. He might try to drag this out." "It's fine," I said. "I have all the time in the world." Meanwhile, my career was taking off. Mr. Wright's project was a huge success, and my design won an award. More and more clients started coming to me. I opened my own studio. From 1 person to 3 to 10. In 6 months, I was back on my feet, and Liam was still pestering me. He even came to my office and caused a scene. After being thrown out by security, he started spreading rumors about me online. That I was the one who had cheated. That I was a gold digger. I collected all the evidence and prepared to sue him for defamation. The lawsuit lasted for 8 months. Liam tried everything. He cried. He threatened. He spread rumors. He even tried to harm himself. But the evidence was irrefutable. He had no case. In the end, the court granted the divorce. In the division of assets. Because he had cheated and had tried to hide assets, I received the majority. The house was mine. The savings were mine. He was left with nothing. The day he received the judgment, he looked 10 years older. "Amelia, you're so ruthless," he said, his eyes red. "You've left me with nothing." I said calmly, "You chose this yourself." "I hate you," he roared. "Whatever." I walked out of the courthouse. The sun was bright. I took a deep breath. The air of freedom was so sweet. I heard his voice behind me. "Amelia, you will regret this. No one will ever love you like I do. No one will ever care about you like I do. Leaving me is your loss." I ignored him. He could say whatever he wanted. It was finally over. Later, I heard that Liam had gone mad and had strangled Evelyn. He kept saying that if it weren't for her seduction, he would never have cheated. That it was all her fault that he had lost me. Unsurprisingly, he was arrested. He was given a heavy sentence. I didn't pay much attention to it. I had a new life. Everything was starting over.